What's up, Colt? It's the one, the only, JT Ripper, and I'm here with
Todd of Thunder.
And today we have Mom back, the mistress of the monsters, the one, the only, Lana.
Hey, guys.
And we're back with the first review of 2024 with Night Swim. Yeah.
Yep.
I saw this about a week ago. Mm-hmm. Was it a week ago?
Actually, I think it was
about a week
exactly
ago.
Yeah.
And waited for the Thunder to get the time to go see it, and he went and saw it tonight. So we're giving you the review of the first movie of 2024. Now, if you don't know, normally when movie companies don't really have faith in anything, they put the movie around January, just in case it bombs for some reason. I don't know why January is like the death sentence date, but it is. You've got a couple anomalies like Megan and such like that. I think Indiana Jones was actually released in January.
Maybe they're flipping the script and they're like, you think this is going to be a shit movie? Joke's on you.
Well, that's the case it was with Megan. But with this one, I don't even know who directed this movie.
It was a Blumhouse film, wasn't it?
It was a Blumhouse film, and you definitely can tell it's a Blumhouse film. Not gonna take up for a Blumhouse movie just because, we give a lot of shit to A24, but Blumhouse has its vices also. And I wasn't too big on this movie, but the synopsis of this movie was pretty much a family is trying to find a kind of place for the dad to go. He is an injured baseball player, and I think he's fighting a disease?
I think it's MS.
Yeah. And they kind of have the opportunity to either buy a house or rent a house, and it's kind of the same thing, and then they come across this one with the pool because, he's got to do water therapy. For some reason, as they're checking out the fucking house, he falls in and about dies, and he's like, "This is perfect."
I didn't think of the irony of that actually.
Yeah, and then, of course, that's, they obviously just say fuck it and buy the house versus renting, which, is logically what, a sane person would do. Well, then, really the only spooky shit happens is around the pool. We don't know why, because it never explains that. So, Todd, what did you think?
Well,
the movie really don't give much detail.
Well, as the movie went on, each member of the family experienced their own little creepy thing or whatever happened with the pool.
Yeah.
And they're suspicious, but to me, honestly, this movie was, before I go into detail, this movie reminded me of two things. It reminded me of that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, where the thing was in the pool.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And it reminded me of the American Dad episode where Stan was...
Oh, the hot tub, the possessed hot tub with CeeLo Green?
Hot tub, yeah. Because,
Don't leave me, Stan.
It did go that route because the dad was like, we shouldn't stay here. Kind of possessed him a little bit or whatever.
Yeah, it totally possessed him.
Yeah, so he had an experience, but it was more like a latch on to him. The other ones were like, I guess, testing everybody to see which one is the weaker link that could be the sacrifice or whatnot.
Yeah.
So, of course, it was the fucking youngest kid,
Yeah, the son. Youngest son.
I think they should have... the whole movie, they kind of presented him as kind of like a, lackluster performer at everything. And the daughter was always natural. The dad was a natural athlete, and he's like, what about me? Or, and he's just not that good. And you could see the whole movie's trying to impress his dad.
Yeah.
And he's totally like, you can see it on his face, like they shoot it, but it didn't go anywhere with it, which was kind of.
Yeah, the kid
like,
never had anything he was good at.
Yeah, it was kind of pointless because I was thinking to myself, this could definitely lead to somewhere. I guess the movie was trying to tell you, okay, that's why he's the weak link. I guess that was the whole thing.
Nothing.
I think they could have showcased that a little bit more. But I appreciated that it wasn't a long, drawn out fucking 2-hour fucking movie. I appreciate it.
It is a 2-hour movie.
Well, it didn't seem like it to me.
It did to me.
I didn't think it seemed like.
I was checking my watch during this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of this movie.
Actually,
it almost had it.
Look up the runtime because I didn't feel like it was 2. I felt like it was like an hour and some change.
Yeah.
Like maybe, but anyway, this is the reason. I think this movie is the reason why people complain about PG-13 horror movies, because they rely on kind of like the same scares over and over.
I was wrong. It's 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, this is why people have problems with PG-13 movies, because they rely on the same cliche scares.
This was PG-13?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. I feel like it did it an injustice. I feel like it could have been a lot better had it been just rated R.
Yeah, but PG-13 is such an excuse, though. I mean, fucking Jaws is PG-13, and it scarred generations.
Well, that's why I say this is the reason why people complain about the PG-13s.
Yeah.
I'm not in the category of, if it's PG-13, it's going to suck if it's a horror movie. No, some of my favorite horror movies are PG-13, and but this one relies on the same cliches. This was like honestly, the like the American Dad thing that I told you, and the Are You Afraid of the Dark.
I'd rather watch them.
Well, other than that, this movie reminded me of the remake to the Amityville Horror. Like when Ryan Reynolds gets possessed and shit like that. Except it wasn't, it wasn't a long period of time where the dad was kind of
crazy.
And
that was the best part to me, is when he lost it. That was like some intriguing shit to me.
I have mixed emotions on it, because I'm like, okay, I'm glad it didn't draw it out. But then again, I'm kind of, if something gets a hold of you, you immediately change. Okay, that's kind of cool. Other horror movies kind of draw it out a little bit. So,
yeah.
But him being fucking kind of creepy, yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of like the best thing. I did not find the thing in the pool scary at all. I found it kind of fucking comical, to be honest with you.
The fat one. Like there's two different ones. There's the fat, goofy one that looks like he fucking ate lead paint, and then there's the one towards the end that has kind of like a really creepy kind of face with long hair. That one was done pretty. That one was done better.
Yeah, that one was done better. But either way, I mean, it was CGI goofy. Yeah,
the CGI was terrible.
Well, that's what I was telling her, that when we were watching it, I was totally taken out of it, because you could tell when the CGI scenes happened.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like kind of a blend. It was like, boom, CGI scene. And I'm like, okay, I'm out of this.
I feel like a lot of the water scenes, when it was just the regular pool, was good or okay. Yeah. It was when they went into the depths that it just got real fucking fake and cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have rather them... I would have rather them show nothing, and just when they get in the pool, like they just, it's like it should have been like an invisible force type of deal. I didn't mind that, the ones in the past that have been sacrificed or stuck under there. I didn't mind that, but
it didn't explain what the things were. Like, you didn't know.
I understood it to be the souls of the people that had been sacrificed.
It was the souls of the people that had been sacrificed, because...
So the fat thing and the long-haired thing were sacrifices?
No,
no, I got the other references.
But you're talking about those two.
Yeah, but the two ones that were doing the killing is what I don't understand what they were.
They were just, I guess they were just a part of it. I reckon. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, that's my problem with this story.
It was like an old creek before it was a swimming pool or land or anything else.
Right.
So that's where the mythology of it comes from.
But it didn't do a good job explaining it. Like, I don't need a lot of details, but I need something.
Because it said that the waters were like blessed or cursed or whatever you want to call it. But how do those people play into it is what you're saying. Like,
yeah, they didn't give details of like, okay, these two are demons or whatever the fuck they are.
Are they the mucky muck demons? Because I mean, are they
swamp demons?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't give too much detail of that. It explained the premise, but not actually why they look like that, why they want to kill people or sacrifice. No, nothing like that. You didn't get anything like that.
Yeah, the thing that kind of bothered me was like it latches on to someone, and then she was talking. Did she say something about like making a wish or some shit like that?
Yeah, like so when it was the Springs, people used to make wishes,
right? And that's pretty much how. But like
their wishes would come true, but it would come with a sacrifice,
right? But nobody was making a wish when they get in this pool. That was my thing. Like, it would have made sense if, like, when he flicked the quarter, he wished, he could be the baseball player he was.
Right.
And then that's when, the shit started happening. That would have made more sense, but it was just like, I choose you, Pikachu.
Well, I think the wish thing was over-exaggerated. It was more like a desire.
Yeah.
His whole point of buying and choosing the house is that it had a pool and that he didn't have to drive 2 hours away to go to some facility. So he had a desire to get better, and I think that's what it played off of. He hated
his disease so badly. Yeah. It was such a burning desire in him to be better.
It was like the whole wish thing. It was something that they just threw against the wall, hoping it would stick.
Yeah,
but they shouldn't have done that.
What is your wish?
It should have played more off of desire rather than a wish, because that's what it is.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm getting at. Like, it would have made more sense if, when they're talking about wishing, and then it flipped back to him. Flicking it into the water. Mm-hmm. Like at first you just saw him flick into the water, but then it's a cut back, and it's like I just really wish that I could get back to where it was. Blink.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been your cut back moment. And you'd be like, that's where he fucked up moment. But no, I'm trying to save this movie, but you realize we saw Fear in January last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this was worse than Fear.
I don't think this was worse than Fear. I did some of the pros.
I was going to say, can we talk about some of the good things? Because I have some.
I like the family aspect. I believe that they were a family that loved each other.
It was believable.
Yeah, I think every actor and actress pulled off their part really well in this film. I could buy him as a burnout baseball player. And I could buy her as the wife and the kids and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. All the acting in the movie I thought was perfect.
Yeah.
Just
even the kids.
Yeah, even the kids. I like the boy. You could see the desperation in his face when he's trying to please his father and then not succeeding at pleasing his father, and then you have other kids that are catching his dad's eye, not trying to be creepy and saying that, but, when they're playing t-ball and stuff and realizing that he's not going to be that great of a player, possibly.
Yeah, and